This is the mandibular second premolar, and the mandibular second premolar, the occlusal table are two types, either a three-cusp type or a two-cusp type. Today we will do the wax-up for the three-cusp type. In this stone model, we can see that the buccal cusp is the largest, then followed by the mesolingual cusp, and then the smallest is the distolingual cusp. And in the central developmental groove here, with the lingual groove separating the two lingual cusps, is like a Y shape. Since the mesial cusp is larger, the mesolingual cusp is larger than the distolingual, so the groove is more distally. We see here the buccal cusp is higher than the lingual cusps. And the mesial marginal ridge also higher than the distal marginal ridge. First of all, I will draw the cervical line to mark it. So when you see the missing part is the lingual part, and we will build part of the root and a major part of the crown. I will start building the main core with PKT. And I will use a green wax. And then I reheat my instrument just to blend the wax together. And if you see here, the lingual coronal part has a bulgy area here, or a hive contour. So when I build the root area, then when I start the crown, when I start building the crown, I need to add more in the middle third to the occlusal third. I should know where I'm adding exactly, so I will not have too much over contour of my wax up. And blend it. Now we are blending. First of all, I need to check my contour. I'm adding now in the middle third. I'm using the PKT number 1 instead of the wax spatula, because I have a small area to add, and the wax spatula will carry a large amount of wax that I don't need. So it's preferable to use the PKT number 1. Height of contour here, and after that I will start adding in the occlusal table. Before I add in the occlusal table, if you have any roughness, you can just correct it with Hollenbeck carver. So if you have roughness or excess wax, you can just remove it. I can mark the grooves on the occlusal table and the lingual groove, and this will make it easier for me when I want to place the cusps. This is tooth number 3-5, which is mandibular left premolar. Mandibular left second premolar. Okay, when I marked now, initial mark the grooves, I can place the cusps with a different wax color. I can hold it until it cools down. And I remove the excess. Then I carve the excess. I use the yellow wax to mark the cusp height, and then I'm continuing my wax up with the red wax, so it will be clear more in demonstration. Where do you want the highest area or the cusp tip? You just hold your instrument, PKT number 2 until it cools down, and it will give you the shape that you want. Now I'm building the triangular ridge for both mesolingual and distolingual cusp. I have some excess here, so I can just carve gently, and also here. In one direction, the carving. And now I will use a blue wax to build my marginal ridge. And I will fill the occlusal table with the blue wax. I need to build more here. In the distolingual area. And more here in the mesolingual area. And now after it's cooled down, we will carve the main groove, the central groove and the lingual groove. which is, we said in the beginning, it's like a Y shape. And when I carve, I don't use the tip, I use the sides. And the lingual groove is extended on the coronal part, lingually. And now from outside, I'm carving 45 degree. And also here. Marginal ridge, if it's higher the wax up than the stone model, I'm going to carve the wax to make it flush with the stone model. And then I'm going to carve the fossa, the mesial and distal fossa. As I said, with the side of KHULOOD. I'm using this one, if you can see it. You will continue carving till you get your anatomy. If you have too much wax, you can use the disc in the KHULOOD discoid in the beginning, and after that you use the KHULOOD area to create the fossa. In one direction our carving, not to create flakes. And now I'm carving the main developmental groove, the central groove. And when you want to create the triangular ridge on the buckle, you can use the side of the KHULOOD or the side of Hallenbach carver and go in this direction, and then the other direction. So you created the triangular ridge. And if the marginal ridges need more carving, you will just carve. And after that, I can use my anatomical carver. And you will check the marginal ridges, and if you have something high, you will carve. and then you will mark the grooves again, and with the side of Hollenbeck we can create the triangular ridge of the distolingual, and then again the same procedure with the mesolingual without carving the tip, the cusp tip, only the sides and the groove. For the groove, you can carve in this way and then in this way. And from the lingual you will hold the Hollenbeck 45° and carve, and also the distolingual. And now we almost have the square shape lingual occlusal table. Then with the anatomical carver we define our grooves. And if the fossa is not clear, you will go again and carve it. This is the marginal ridge and it's almost flat here, my fossa. So if I want to deepen it, resting on the marginal ridge and then carving and creating the fossa. Now I am marking the lingual groove. And carving also. I need to incline my instrument all the time. And for the finishing and polishing, you can use silk cloth or socks, and you will finish and polish in one direction gently, and in the occlusal gently also, so I will not remove the details I created.